sincerely thank. I once again sincerely thank Dr. Umamurthy for this wonderful opportunity. I also thank Dr. Constantine for his extraordinary support. Art of living according to Gandhiji. Gandhiji has not left anything unsaid. He has commented on everything under the sun. It's really astonishing how it has been possible to speak on numerous topics which touch every aspect of human life. Only those who have a clean interior could have a wide range of thoughts and opinions which are absolutely germane to the human well being. It's really astounding how he was able to take stock of so many subjects in spite of his busy public life. 100 volumes contain his thoughts, and for our present purpose, we can cull out only those items which pertain to the art of living. What exactly do we mean when we say art of living? Art of living is nothing but our gradual movement on a daily basis towards our goal after understanding the aim of life. According to Gandhi, art of living is nothing but knowing oneself. A person who devotes himself to know himself will become one with the ocean of humanity. He achieves an identity with all human beings. Since God is the aggregate of such a life, one can achieve realization through the service of God's creation. Therefore, a person who wants to achieve self realization, service will be be all and end all of life. Whatever it is, man is not omnipotent. However much he aspires, he cannot serve the entire humanity. The capacity of his service is limited. Therefore, it is enough if he reserves his service to his immediate neighborhood, because whoever serves his neighbors will be serving the entire world, according to Gandhi. If a person lives in complete harmony with his neighbors, it's like living committed to one's own spirit. According to Gandhi, nothing much happens by mere literacy. What is important is the real education of life. What is the use of knowing everything unless we learn to live in harmony with our neighbors? He says the same thing in a different way. I quote, "It is not enough if we learn how to read and write. It is important that we learn the art of living in harmony with our neighbors." Whom we can call a happy person in this world? That is the question. We can call a person happy who thinks that service is his ultimate aim in life. Such a person will understand that his life's well being is contained in the well being of others. Further, he thinks that his well being is inextricably interwoven with the well being of the entire creation. Such a person will believe in God. At the same time, he will have faith in himself. He will be ready for any kind of sacrifice. Actually, he will have no time to think about his own happiness and comforts. His life is absolutely simple and pure. Every activity will have originated from the spirit of sacrifice. Though his life is moving amidst other people, his mind will be totally detached and will not be swayed by the desires that constrict and confine an individual. He will have understood the dignity of voluntary poverty. It is such people who have inspired the saying, simple living and high thinking. Though he is rich, he will use his wealth carefully like a trustee. He will never exhibit his wealth with arrogance. A man dedicated to the service of others will have only one prayer on his lips: and in his heart, whether he's sad, happy, jovial, or gloomy, God, thy will be done. That is the message he will always carry in his heart. God, thy will be done. He will derive great bliss in aligning himself to God's will. It's greater than all the worldly pleasures put together. Where does that bliss spring from? Its source is his own heart. Happiness always depends upon the individual's attitude. The art of living is nothing but an individual achieving mastery over himself. After that, he will learn to live with others with tolerance. One who is strict with oneself will always be generous to others. He will show love and sympathy even with those who think they are his enemies. Even if he is cheated 20 times, he will never hesitate to show courage for the 21st time. Such a person can be said to have mastered the art of living. Our young men and women always dream of going to America or elsewhere. America is called the El Dorado of modern times. El Dorado means the land of wealth and prosperity. It is pertinent to remember what the professor of philosophy, Douglas Allen, who has studied Gandhiji's principles, has said in an interview recently. How is America interpreting Gandhiji? Douglas answered, those who know Gandhi are admiring him a great deal. Some people romanticize him to a great extent. Gandhi is becoming useful to the American society in two ways. This is what Professor Douglas said. The predominant values of the American society are no longer attracting one segment of society. This category is aspiring for a remarkable change. Such people are living in a simple manner and they desire a peaceful life and they have more control over their lives. With the help of Gandhiji, they are making their lives more meaningful. The second category of people are imagining Gandhi to be an activist fighting for truth and justice and a voice against violence, war, exploitation, and tyranny. Gandhi's philosophy is becoming amenable to change their world. The second question is a very important question. Can Gandhi win a war against the burgeoning consumer culture? The answer is hundreds of thousands of Americans have rebelled against the consumerist culture, a society that decides the success and happiness of an individual based on how much he buys and consumes is an empty society. Hence, such a society will indicate very dangerous priorities. In India, people are becoming more and more attracted to consumerist culture. In America, some people are examining the simple way of life, which is really ironical. In modern times, people are leaning towards consumerist culture, which mirrors their multiplying wants. This overambition leads to insecurity, selfishness, aggressive competition, exploitation, violence, and war. Gandhiji has clearly indicated that we shall not give an opportunity to those who try to make profit out of consumerism. These words of Douglas Allen declare in very sure terms how Gandhi is relevant in today's world. The concept of the art of living is being misused by some godmen to cater to the exhibitionist needs of the upper middle class people. But those who want to pursue and implement a balanced and healthy life must necessarily know what exactly Gandhi meant by art of living. Morality and man's duty, richness and poverty, the value of sweat, the art of standing alone, selfless service, birth and death, faith and tolerance, internal cleanliness and spiritual cleanliness, the human body, self control and marriage, art, literature, and beauty. These are some of the things that Gandhi touched as a part of his scheme called the art of living. In this manner, Gandhi has thrown light on many issues as a part of the art of living. Since I do not have much time at my disposal, I will touch upon what Gandhi has said on the wedding alliance, only one point. He draws our attention to the difference between a savage and a civilized man. A civilized man possesses wisdom, discrimination, and an open mind. A savage will not have any of this. He does not know what is good behavior, what is bad behavior, what is good and what is bad in general. If everyone behaves in a manner he likes, then within 24 hours, there will be anarchy everywhere. An uncontrollable love of excitement will engulf the whole of humanity, and will destroy us all. Self control and sacrifice are the hallmark of a human being. A savage will never possess them. Marriage is a sacred alliance. It is not a union of bodies, it is a union of souls which is inseparable in death as well. Marriage is a fence that protects dharma. If that fence is destroyed, then dharma will not survive. The basis or foundation of dharma is self control. A person who is ignorant of self control cannot hope to have self realization. One must understand the impermanence of the body and permanence of the spirit. This body is not a playground of excitement, it is a temple of self realization. There is no room for excessive self indulgence. The spirit should exercise control over the body again and again. In a wedded life, no one should cross the limits of self control. Marriage is a system that upholds the rights of both the partners. There is no entry to the third party here. When such is the case, neither husband nor wife can coerce the other for sexual union. For union, the consent of both parties is a must. Morality is the basis of togetherness. Hence, one is permitted to pursue a path of divorce if that is violated. The idea behind marriage is to establish an intimate companionship between a man and a woman. Sexual gratification alone will not suffice. A marriage that has sexual gratification as sole concern is no marriage at all. Countless people eat food to placate their palates. I'm coming to the end of my talk, but eating itself will not be a duty. Only a few people eat to live. We know the difference between eat to live and live to eat. Those who eat to live will know the principle of eating. The real couple are those who marry to experience the purity and sacredness of marriage. Such people will realize the inner divinity. Because of paucity of time, I focused on only on one aspect of Gandhi's art of living. As I have enumerated, there are very many subjects that Gandhi wrote and talked about during the course of his long life, illustrious life. So there are several other aspects like richness and poverty, the art of standing alone, selfless service, birth and death, the art of self defense, the human body, and so on. Gandhi's eternal mantra was simple living and high thinking. This priceless principle is fast fading in today's globalized world. It is our bounden duty to recover it again. Gandhi has called the ways of regaining balance after being buffeted by relentless waves as the art of living. I reiterate, emphasize once again to close my talk, Gandhi has called the ways of regaining balance after being buffeted by relentless waves and through the art of living. Gandhi's art of living liberates us from all sorrows and maladies. So I take this opportunity to thank Dr. Uma Murthy, Dr. Constantine, and all other office bearers of International Dance Council. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Professor Nagana. You remind us how universal is the message of Gandhi and how encyclopedic this giant of the spirit was.
Thank you, sir.
There
Thank
are few people, I'm thinking of a Christian saint, Saint Francis of Assisi, who put in the basis of philosophy the fact that we should not consume and consume and consume. There is much more to do. And now the moment comes to give the floor to Dr. Uma Narayana Murthy, I would like to tell you something more about her. She is mainly Bharatanatyam dancer. She learned this dance in classical Mysore style from her guru, Srimarti Shakuntala, who was granddaughter of Padma Bhushan late Dr. Venkatalashama, expert in Mysore style of Bharatanatyam. Uma has given a number of performances in South India and few in US and Malaysia, where she is living now. She has traveled widely around Mysore, South India, to study the local folk dance form and their relation to classical art form. She has published 2 books in Kannada language. She is currently studying the influence of the Indian epic Ramayana in Southeast Asian countries. And she has promised to come back to a seminar on this subject. She's scripting also a dance drama, and for her PhD in folklore in the University of Mysore, her guide was Professor Ramegowda. Professor Ramegowda, popularly known as Dr. Ra-Gov, in Kannada literary field, is a poet and folklorist. His works in folklore are highly appreciated. He has penned more than 13 writings about folklore. Dr. Ragov writes from the heart. That's why all his works, both Kannada literary and folklore, are full of life. He has compiled and edited a number of works which have facilitated the path of folklore researchers in collection, analysis, and editing. Dr. Ragov believes that the folklore studies must and should involve a field work, mobilization of the materials collected, scientific division of the materials, analyzation, and giving a meaningful glossary for the collected materials. This kind of accuracy and methodology of studies stands out Dr. Ragov as a unique researcher in his discipline. And I would like to ask Dr. Uma to transmit our thanks for her venerable mastery. And now, please, Dr. Uma, take the floor and the marvelous
I,
world of Mysore and her folk spiritual dances. Thank you.
thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, welcome everyone. My talk today is full of slides, so I like to share it first. Just a moment. Can everyone see my screen? Hello?
Yes, yes. We can see.
Okay. Okay. Namaste and welcome to everyone. I'm very glad today to present a talk on sacred folk dances around Mysore. Professor Raftes is still not here, but I like to I welcome him because once I watched his video on Dancing Joy. In that, he talked about the village dances and the context of happiness in urban and village settings, and how village people they kept themselves very happy during bad times like civil war, curfew. So we are living in the same position now because of the COVID. We are locked in. We are not having any social outings. We are not able to meet people. And at this time, even the seminars are conducted online. So someone said that slide is not, they are not able to see the slide. Just a moment, please. Now, okay.
Yep, I can see everything. It's good.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. So this inspired me to select this subject today for sacred folk dances around Mysuru. I have researched about folk dances of Mysuru 20 years back. And today I'm very happy to share the platform with all the artists who were the resource persons at 20 years back to me. And I like to welcome Miss Julia Benetti. Your presence means a lot to me and people from India. Welcome, madam. I'd like to thank Mr. Constantine for his advice, support, and being there for me whenever I needed. So I welcome you. Ms. Mary Lou, I heartily welcome you too. This is about me. This is how I started my journey in dance. I started my journey from when I was 5 years old. And bachelor's I got at 1989. I had his class. I was self-employed at that time. And I got my master's degree in Bharatanatyam in 1999. And I was working as a self-employed dancer. And I completed my PhD in 2003. And I became a member of CID, and I'm a member of CID from 10 years. And in Malaysia, I have work experience. That means I was working with mentally challenged people here. It is called Wisma Harapan. And I worked in MCKL, that is called the Methodist College of Kuala Lumpur. I trained the students there for 3 semesters. And here I am in front of you all now speaking. Folk dances are a very big subject. One folk dance will take one day, whole day to debate and to discuss because of the time limit. And of course, I was very much I have affection towards my hometown, Mysore. So in all 14 dances, I took 3 of them. Nandi Dwaja Kunita, Bisu Kamsale, and Puja Kunita. And before that, I will read out my guide, Dr. Raghav's introductory speech. He has sent with all affection to all of you. And he was very happy that he's speaking on this day, and he thanked CID for it. And I have concluding remarks. And after one dance, we will have 10 minutes of break.
Introductory remarks by Dr. Raghav. I will be reading out, okay? He wrote about folk dance, a perspective. In general, folk art is an important part of evolution of human society and coexistence. Times and environment influence the folk art, and it can be said that the current state of art may not be its original form. Distinction may be made for tribal art as something that is original. Same goes for ancient art forms. But the above art forms may be considered as the primitive beginnings of folk art. Folk art primarily is oral tradition and passed from generation to generation. Therefore, tribal or ancient art can be viewed as different stages of its oral tradition. Broadly speaking, therefore, the term folk art can be considered to include tribal art and ancient art forms. Art and environment. It is human tendency to emulate nature and his surroundings, as we see in cave paintings, and in its expression to seek or realize certain amusement or to attain perfection. This gives rise to art which reflects his and her handicraft or occupation, like those of agriculture and harvesting. This interrelationship between art and occupation is a complex one, but folk art itself is dependent on the craft of the occupation. However, artist in human being with his or her perception and talent shapes and transforms folk art. This transformation should evolve within the traditional mold. It should be open to creative ideas and expressions. Thus, we can say that folk art is constantly molding contemporary existence into a traditional frame or custom. Although folk art is constrained from tradition or functional aspect, it strives to give expression to new ideas. In the process, it will seek to delight the audience. Thus, folk art links culture and the individual psyche. In the process, artist empathizes with audience expectations, and artistic quality of folk art leads to enhanced aesthetic experience, which gives joy and happiness. Folk dance, a general aspect. Folk dance could be specific to place and natural setting. Persistent necessities and imaginative ideas could have woven into its development and evolution. Folk dance could also be influenced by several things, such as a medium of nonverbal communication through gestures and motions, as a counter response to negative environments, such as praying for rains in drought to control flood havoc, for good harvest and carving or engraving of protective deities, etc. Some examples of these are tattoos, masks, and sculptures. On occasions, these are believed to keep out evil things happening, protect from diseases. Last but most importantly, environment conditions and situations play a significant role. Its influence cannot be controlled. Creativity is subtle pursuit, and the possibility of external impacts due to streams of ideas coming in various ways is something that cannot be overlooked. Folk dance, a general aspect. Folk dance evolution may be seen in various contexts. It can be religious or secular, depending on religion, origin from religious traditions or independent of it. Some examples of folk dance related to religion are Veerabhadra Kunita, Nandidhwaja Kunita, etc. These forms came into being in 12th century as a consequence of religious movements. It can be a professional or a hobby amateurish for entertainment like clown or comedian performances, as social or community expression during festive gathering like at times of harvest, religious ceremonies, functions, marriage, new arrival like childbirth, like tiger dance, hulivesha, or lion dance. Some folk dances may also be carried on as a means of livelihood by entertaining like Uri Marama, Kole Basava, etc. In general, it can be said that folk dances are community celebration to express feelings like joy at harvest, wonder at nature, sorrow at loss, bereavement, to appease deity, ward off the evil spirits, and to alleviate ailments, maladies, or for rains in famine. And therefore, often they are also specific to certain times of the year. Whatever be the context, some form of entertainment is also essential part of such folk dance. It is this quality that gives rise to gradual transition or transformation of folk dance. To accentuate its appeal, tricks like exotic costumes are included. Lyrics, music, and dance are also engaging, and these contribute to attractiveness and help improvise its quality of entertainment. In contemporary setting, the main concept is the nature of interrelationship between folk dance and its entertainment. Although this matter of relationship is not an arguable topic, it still is an intriguing one. Just a moment. Entertainment is a basic necessity for human beings. But the question is whether folk dance evolved out of these needs. This question is very relevant in these modern times with regards to preserving and showcasing it for the public. All folk dances are functional in the sense that they are enmeshed with various activities of daily life. The sole purpose of entertaining is not applicable here. Invariably, it has a religious context from which it is rather difficult to segregate. Thus, folk dances like Puja Kunita are celebrated at certain times only and not possible to see its performance on other days. Hence, the emphasis on the custom or tradition and not so much on entertainment. Whatever entertainment aspect, it will be within the framework of religion. Although some folk dances may appear to have lost such a religious context, its background reveals otherwise. Thus, the folk dances, as it gradually loses the religious background, there may have been some emphasis on enhancement of its entertainment aspect to make it more appealing and for survival. Therefore, all folk dances have cultural significance. It is difficult to imagine folk dance without this association with culture. Hence, folk dances continue to transmit cultural aspects while also having intrinsic entertaining aspects. Folk dance as pure art. The artistic improvisation in folk dance does not come about consciously from performers and neither from a review of its structure. The performances always have a socio-religious context. Hence, folk dance cannot be seen as a pure art form. In this context, the next question is it possible to separate folk dance from its context and still derive pure entertainment? In contemporary setting, the folk dances are performed for civilized community. In doing so, it is evident that it is detached from its socio-religious context or from its functional aspects. Consequently, the public may find difficulty to understand its cultural significance. This may not be an immediate concern, as the urban populations is still comprise rural immigrants. But in future, undeniably, this could be a major issue and may have bearing on folk dances. The civilized audience perceives the folk dance as something of recreation. In targeting or to focus on such audience, folk dance may undergo changes both in substance and form. Some folk dances may be responsive or amenable to such modifications, but some may not. It is inevitable that then folk dances may lose some of its cultural significance. This must be pondered deeply as it has wide repercussions for folk dances. Folk dance experimentations. There have been experiments on some folk dances, like for example, the fusion of famous Yakshagana folk dance with Russian ballet. In this fusion, original dialogue content was reduced and they softened the hard aspect of the folk dance. Costumes were made more grandeur and the background support were given importance. With the result, there was more scope for acting or performance. Loud musical nature and high pitched dialogues were limited. But despite all above experimental changes, the original substance cannot be altered. The form and structure of folk dance is its basis and character. However, experimental changes have always been a part of folk dance by educated class to make it more disciplined or formal art form. But the main substance is still drawn from mythology or epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, or Bhagavata. In the process, it may not be genuine and may lack original creativity or imagination. Having said that, the main element of all these changes is to make it appealing or entertain and satisfy the audience and make them feel happy. In conclusion, it becomes apparent when making entertainmental changes. Due to its socio-religious context, folk dances are a bit monotonous. This was not felt in old times as the focus was on religion or traditions. But for the modern civic community, isolated from such a context, this monotony is readily evident. This monotony is not a defect by itself, as it is aesthetic intrinsically. In essence, this monotony can be compared with heartbeat, which is monotonous but is life. Likewise, folk dances are also necessities and part of human society. Folk dances are the pulse and medium of living culture. The pulse of folk dance is a communication of culture and not as a medium for entertainment. Therefore, in the modern setting, it is essential to preserve its cultural significance while also not foregoing its aspect of entertainment. How to preserve it? Establish museum or exhibition centers that showcase the folk dance, including its socio-religious cultural background, costumes, associated instruments, and vocal music, etc. These can also be centers to impart training and thus maintain and preserve the tradition. Conduct folk dance exhibition on the move. Go places to popularize folk dances. Promote by releasing videos and advertise extensively. Promote as research curriculum in universities, including documentation that support the careers of artists. Promote cultural tourism to places of traditional folk dances. Corporate sponsoring, like folk dance festivals, etc. Make the folk dance attractive to masses by costumes, music without sacrificing its cultural background, and create a sense of pride in them about their cultural heritage. I want to take a break here because I want to tell about my teacher. So here, corporate sponsoring. Here, corporate sponsoring is that corporate social responsibility that all the companies have now. My guide is collaborating with Karnataka Janapada Folk University. That is, it is called Karnataka Folklore University in Haveri district, and it is the world first university in folklore, and he is publishing folk dictionary. And there is one Janapada Loka, a folk art museum, has an exclusive display of village folk arts of Karnataka. So, because I was working with my guide, I know his vision. And in this conclusion, I like to add some more about his works and how he is collaborating with the associations and the government bodies. And his sincere thanks to International Dance Council. So thank you, sir. I hope I have conveyed his message properly and ready to everyone properly. Any mistake, sorry. Thank you, sir. So, Mr. Professor Raftis, welcome. And I was, before starting this, I was telling about your video about dancing joy, sir. You have talked about folk dancers inheriting the knowledge from the elders and how urban and village people, they entertain themselves and how we have to preserve it and how we have to learn from elders. And I was so moved by that. And today I'm so happy that you are here and you are one of the inspiration to me. And so I was telling you before starting, and please accept our welcome from my side and all the people from India, sir. And I have to make it, I want to tell something. I want to make this seminar more informative and interactive. So I have called the artists. They are in the seminar room now. And those one of them, the elders of that youngsters now, they were my resource person 20 years back. So now their daughters and sons, they are carrying with the carry on with the tradition of dancing. So I thought I will introduce to all of you, and already Mr. Constantine told about it. And thank you everyone. So next I will start with sir, can I continue?
Professor Raftis will greet us.
Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me? Hello? 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 Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be with you this evening, and it's not the first time. And Dr. Pandayanis, who always has my congratulations for conducting the series of seminars on dancing spirituality. Has done it once more, one more seminar in this series, and there are more to follow. So I'm happy to be with you, and I'm sure that this is a very interesting session. I would like, with this opportunity, to remind you of the General Assembly of CID, which will take place at UNESCO in Paris on the 13th of December. And of course, you as CID members are all invited there. I know that the trip is expensive and not all of you can make it, but still you can send a proxy for someone to vote in your place. This is the system in our General Assembly. The few that will be able to attend will meet there in the informal meetings, and we will be able to discuss face to face. And on the other hand, I would like to invite you to take part in other programs of CID. I will not enumerate them now, but you can see them at the CID portal. We have noticed that many members do not take part in our programs. So I would like to welcome your more active participation in these programs in this organization. And with this, I would like to wish you once more a very fruitful seminar. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Uma.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Very nice words. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I will continue.
Something wrong with the sound. I don't know. I don't even if you heard me.
I will continue, sir.
I don't know if you hear me.
Yes, yes. I would
Okay.
also like to thank Professor Raftis. He's always in our seminars, and to remind everybody if CID is all over the world and we can have people from all countries is greatly the work of Professor Raftis. So a great thanks beyond this seminar. Please.
Okay, sir. So this is next part will be my speech. I will be taking some time and I will be introducing to the different folk dances of Mysuru. It is my birthplace. And this is the old Mysuru map. Now it is, you will see in my video that how Mysore has developed from the time. Just a moment, please.
Mysore, a glorious city which has earned a special mention on the pages of Indian history. A grand city which has got the sobriquet of the capital city of art, literature and culture in India. The all-conquering Mysore kingdom now is called the Mysore city. Mysore, which is situated at the southern part of the state of Karnataka, is also a district headquarter. Located at a distance of 135 kilometers from the capital city, Bengaluru, Mysore spreads across an area of around 20 square kilometers. The approximate population of the city is estimated around 8 lakh. Situated in a temperate zone, Mysore is an undulating tableland fringed by verdant forests. Even since prehistoric ages, Mysore has been the home for lush green forests and ever-fertile land. Mysore is one of the rarest cities in the country, which has maintained intense passion for its historic legacy, as well as its nature to embrace the newest of technology. Mysore is not just a popular tourist destination. It is also a place of cultural and educational evolution. Mysore is the capital of art, literature, music, and culture. The entire world is in love with Mysore Mallige, that is jasmine, Mysore Resham, that is silk, and the famous Mysore Dashera festival. Thousands of enthusiastic tourists flock the cultural city of Mysore every day. This royal city, with its past glory, never ceases to amaze the tourists. Mysore is probably the one and only city in India to have struck a balance between its traditional values and the state-of-the-art technology. Since Mysore is the center of old and glorious palaces, lush green gardens, trees full of life, silk and sandalwood at one end, and the epicenter of huge industry, information technology, and global trade, all efforts are being taken to get Mysore recognized as the global city of traditions. This is our humble effort to collect information about the glorious monuments, temples, warriors, and the kings who ruled this magnificent city of Mysore, and present the facts and figures in the form of a documentary to our esteemed viewers across the globe. According to Hindu mythology, Mysore acquired its name from the demon king called Mahishasura. The original name of the city was Mysuru, or Mahisha's abode. Mysore is the anglicized version of Mahishuru. Chamundi Hill. Chamundi Hill is a breathtaking beauty which provides a natural charisma to the enrapturing city of Mysore. Chamundi Hill is situated like a backdrop to the city of Mysore and provides a panoramic view of the city. Since it looks similar when watched from all the 8 directions, this hill is called the Ashtamukhi Hill too. According to the scientists who have conducted extensive research, Chamundi Hill is largely made up of 700 million years old granite. According to the experts, Chamundi Hill is a home of 450 species of flowering plants, 180 different kinds of birds, 70 kinds of reptiles, 60 types of butterflies, porcupines, and cheetahs are also among other animals. The Chamundi Hill is situated at a height of 3,489 feet from the sea level, and it has got 1,000 steps. It is said that these steps were constructed by the senior Devaraja Odair in 1667. This is the famous monolithic statue of Nandi, the vehicle of Lord Shiva, situated at the Chamundi Hill. We can see this statue while climbing the hill. It is said that this statue was built again by the senior Devaraja Odair in the year 1667. Mahabaleshwar Temple. This is the sacred Mahabaleshwar temple located at the top of Chamundi Hill. This temple is said to be more than 1,000 years old. It is also said that a king... The place which you are seeing now is the divine abode of Sri Chamundeshwari Devi, the family goddess of the royal family of Mysuru. According to the mythological story of Devi Purana, Mysuru was ruled by the demon king Mahishasura. Hearing the prayers of gods and goddesses to save them from the demon, Goddess Durga took the birth of Chamundeshwari, killed the monster, and settled here in this place forever. Another famous monument near the Chamundeshwari temple is a temple of Kodi Bhareshwar, situated near the big pond. There's a close relationship between this temple and the foundation of the Odia dynasty of Mysore. Although this temple Raya and Krishna Raya's royal army destroys the army of Maranayaka and kills him. After the death of the evil commander, Yaduraya gets married to Princess Deva Jamandi on an auspicious day. Thus Yaduraya becomes the founder of the Mysore dynasty. The Mysore dynasty, which started its rule on Mysore under the leadership of Yaduraya, has seen 25 kings in all. The kings of Mysore dynasty are called as Odiyas. Skill coupled with the hard work of the laborers resulted in the construction of the never-before-seen monument. The dedicated toil of 35 long years put in by the laborers bore the sweetest of fruits, and in the year 1912, the new palace was up and ready. This palace is famous for its light decoration. The entire palace has been decorated with luminous bulbs along with the silhouette of the building. When illuminated, the entire building looks like a palace of light. There are no monuments.
ಇವನು ಪ್ಯಾರಿಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋ
ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್?
ನಾನು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿಲ್ಲ.
ಇವಳು ಯಾರ?
ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇರೋರು, ಇವರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾತಾಡೋಪ್ಪ.
Dr. Uma, you are muted. Can you please unmute yourself?
Dr. Uma, sorry, we can't hear you. Can you open your microphone, please?
to go back. Okay, now is it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So this is my thesis book. Today I will be talking about my PhD research subject. So this book is called Mysuru Parisarita Janapada Pradashana Kathavegalu. I did my research work 20 years back and I finished at 2003.
Dr. Uma, we cannot hear you very well. Perhaps you
Oh, is it
have to take out.
okay?
Yes, now it's okay.
Okay. That title can be translated in English as Folk Performing Arts Around Mysuru. These are all the methodologies I used. The hypothesis of my research is to prove that folk dances are the basics for classical dances like Bharatanatyam because I have done my master's in Bharatanatyam. Thus, we can call classical dances as established excellence of folk dances. This was evident during my fieldwork and in conversation with the folk artists who were my first-hand informants. There is a false notion that folk artists are illiterates. During my fieldwork, I understood that the artists may be illiterate, but they are not uneducated. Illiterate means they may not be able to write or read, but the knowledge they have is more than an educated person. The folk genres like songs, dance, stories, riddles, sports, educate everyone in society, proving that folk arts are excellent medium of communication. So the slide shows the fields of folk arts, which acts like a medium of communication. These are dances I have researched on and documented. These dances are recorded when my university has conducted 10-day folk performing arts festival. Artists were invited from places in and around of Mysore. So I will play a video now.
Dr. Uma, we can't hear you.
Okay, now? Okay.
Yeah, everything's good.
Okay, sorry. See, these are the dances. Karagada Kolata, it is a stick dance. Somana Kunita, Viragase Kunita, Nanditvaja Kunita, Virabhadrana Kunita, Kolata, Karadi Kunita, Goravara Kunita, Bisu Kamsale, Puja Kunita, Garudi Gambe Mela, Pata Kunita, Harige Kunita, Viraka Kunita, and Kilukudure Nartana. Some dances I was not able to record it because as I told you, that my university have they arrange 10 days folk culture festival. So during that time, I recorded the following. So now I will go to my 3 dances. So introduction. My 3 dances are Nandidvaja Kunita, Bisu Kamsale Kunita, and Puja Kunita. All of them have a lot of information, depth, and seminar can be held separately for each of them. Because of the time limit of the seminar and affection towards my hometown, I selected the above 3 dances. Other 14 dances, what I have showed you, they are from in and around of Mysuru. But these 3 dances can be seen outside Mysuru also with the regional some changes. Here I'm using the word Kunita. So here you must have seen that Nanditvaja Kunita and Puja Kunita. I'm using the word Kunita. Kunita is a regional or Kannada language word which means to move or to dance. All the information, whether the literature I'm going to tell, the videos I'm going to show, are my own documentation, which are collected, interviewing resource persons, and recording live performances. Some dance position I will demonstrate here, which can be observed during the performance. I will talk about in discussion, I will deal with the origin of the particular dance, preparation, all the 3 of these, if you see the flyer, all the 3 of the dances, they are having properties. So I will tell about the selection of the properties until the decoration and the dancing technique and music and the costume or the apparel of the particular dance. Before diving in the subjects, I have to say some keywords. It will be repeating in the my speech. What is Shaivism? Shaivism is one of the major Hindu traditions that worship Shiva as a supreme being. Shiva as a Virabhadra in Nandidvaja Kunita. They are from Virashaiva faith. Shiva as Malamahadeshwara in Bisu Kamsale. And in what is Shakti concept? Shakti or Mahadevi is regarded as a supreme godhead. It includes many goddesses, all considered aspect of the same supreme goddess. Like the Puja Kunita has the background of Shakti concept. Goddess Chamundeshwari, you have seen in Mysuru video, is a form of Shakti. And she is called Nada Devate, or goddess of the state. In the same faith, we have village goddesses like Urimarama, Masanamma, Marama, concept in Puja Kunita. My resource person of Puja Kunita was a follower of Siddha Rameshwara, a 12th century saint poet, and he was regarded as the incarnation of Shiva. This is Malay Mahadeshwara. Stop. Nandidvaja barabekula. Okay. First, I am taking Nandidvaja Kunita. Here, I will in all the three dances, I will be showing two photos together. One is 20 years ago I have taken, and today. I will be starting to talk about the three dances now. My presentation will have brief summary of origin, selection and decoration of properties, training, dance techniques, musical instruments and costumes of both dancers and background musicians. Nandidvaja Kunita is a synonym for Mysuru city. Nandidvaja and Mysuru are both are they cannot be separated. It's a male prominent form of energetical dance. Dance is the primary element of this art form. These are decorative items for the pole. The other names of Nandi Dvaja are Nandi Kamba, Nandi Kolu. It is a Kannada language. Kolu or Kamba is a Kamba means pillar. Kolu is pole. As I told you, it is based on Shaivism. Shiva has Nandi as vehicle, and thus you can see Nandi idol on the pole. Dvaja is flag, and it is a silk cloth. Nandidvaja is made up of a special bamboo pole. It is usually 30 to 35 feet in height. It's a circumference of 6 to 10 inches. It weighs about 80 to 120 kgs when it is after decoration. Good quality of bamboo is selected from the particular forest, and on an auspicious day, it is believed that the good quality of bamboo pole have a sacred sound, Omkara. That is, it produces Om when it is get decorated and ready to dance. And this is also an additional factor in enhancing the beauty of dance, and it is in coordination with the percussion instrument. With very much dedication, they select the bamboo pole and it is taken to the temple. In the temple, it is kept in a safe place. It is also protected from too much of sunshine or the rain. This is Dhwaja. This is Kalasa. I have written the explanation. This is Jala. It is a very decorative item. And this is Peria, which connects to Harades. And this is Harade. Harade is usually a hollow vessel, and they will put the pebbles or small stones so that when they shake it or when they perform the dance, it will make some sound. And this is Nandi. Now I will come to the performance. It is mainly performed by menfolk, and it is verbally taught, and it has a history of from 400 to 500 years. The training starts at 14 to 15 years of age. It is a solo dance, basically. But what happens in a group, a solo dancer, I have an artist, Mr. Malaysia, in the seminar hall today. And according to him, an expert dancer can dance from 30 minutes to 1 hour alone, bearing such 120 kgs of weight. So how 120 kgs weight is they can hold? They will wear a shoulder bag from shoulders. It will go until the level of ankle or a little bit down. They have a pouch in that. It is called Navara. This Navara helps artist to balance the weight of the kolu. The legs are raised until the waist, and they repeat this on both the legs. So they have this creativity. The creativity is so nice with that pretty weight. Will they be able to create something? That is whoever sees that, watch that program, everyone will have an amazing look, how they balance, how they dance, and how they create so much of patterns on the floor. You can see all this in my video. They do perform basic steps, shake the kolu, making melodious sounds. This pattern continues and the tempo of the music will be raised after some dances are done. That means when they will know, the background musicians, they will know, oh, this artist is keeping the pace, but he's getting tired. So they will slow down, they give a signal so that he will keep the pole down, Dwaja, but please think that, observe that it is not kept on the floor. That Navara will be there to protect it, and people will hold it, all the coast dancers, and they will transfer the pole to the other people, and he will start dancing. So this clue on the change of rhythm and the speed will be given by the background musicians, and at the end of the performance, dancer shakes the kolu vigorously. That means it is end of the dance and his performance. As they have to dance with pretty heavy weight and they will be looking upwards. The costume will be as simple as possible and will be in accordance with the steps they do. Traditionally, the costume consists of dhoti. Dhoti is a long cloth. It will be of white. It is an auspicious performance, so it will be white in color, which shows the purity, and they will wear until the from waist to ankle. And they have a shalya, a piece of cloth on the shoulders. And Vibhuti is a sacred ash, and they will put 3 horizontal line on the forehead. Nandikolu is kept horizontally, not touching the ground before and after the performance. They light a lamp before performance, that is the preparation. The kolu will be kept vertically. They shake, toss the kolu, and this is called udan. This marks the beginning of this performance. Nandikolu will be swaying to the sides as a performer dances and shakes it so vigorously. And because it is an outdoor dancing, so it will be swaying because of the wind direction. So there will be high chance of pole falling down. The ropes, they will tie 2 rope because they believe that if it falls down, it is a bad omen for the environment and to the community and to the even the society or the place they are living in. So what they do, they tie 2 ropes. They will tie at the top of the pole, and one artist will be holding the other end. The other artist will be holding the other end, so that they balance it, and by this the polo will be always vertical. On end of the rope, they will be that rope will hold it so nicely, and it will, when they transfer to other person also, the core dancers, it will not shake too much. Now I have to play the video, and this is Mr. Maleshaya, and his dances, and he got awarded. This is the old one. And even now, I want to tell an important. The only one polo is 120 kgs. The Malaysia, who is very talented, and his teacher and his the elder one, Mahadevappa, Mr. Mahadevappa is there. Those people, they used to dance with 2 kambas. That is called Jodi Kamba. One, either Malaysia and Mahadevappa, they will dance one each. So I will be playing the video of it so that these points you can observe in the video. If the system, the audio is very high, please reduce the volume in your systems, please. this is Mr. Maleshaya dancing, and basically it is 120 kilos already, but he will have a person on his shoulder and he will dance. So this is the end of the performance. I will go back to my system now.
So hello. Yeah. So now we have 10 minutes of break. This is one set of the Kunita I have explained. So this shows now we just a one point here. So in the title we have sacred spirituality words. So now if you see that, you will see how the training, even the training and everything, they have a vigorous training. They believe in God, and when they go there on the stage, they just feel the God there. It is not any other people or surroundings or anything. Before going there, they will take bath, they will go to the God, and they will go to the stage. So they will dance feeling that Shiva or Veerabhadra is with them. So that make the dance so sacred or spiritual in its form. So I hope the video was played nicely and you people were able to see and observe the minor points what I have explained before. So have a, sir, next can we have 10 minutes break here? Are we having?
Yes, 10 minutes breaks and 2 more dances will come afterwards.
Okay. See you all back in 10 minutes.
who are the followers of Mala Mahadeshwara. Tradition of Shiva worship. It is named after the kamsale that is used both as an instrument and also as a prop by the dancers themselves. The kamsale comprises of a cymbal in one hand and a bronze disc on the other, and it is used to produce a rhythmic sound. So here I will show the parts of it. This is the bowl. It is called birudu or battalu. This is called gari. And this is the thread, the decorative thread, because two of them have to strike together. So they cannot strike without any help. So they tie a thread, decorative thread. They will tie that to the wrist, and so that they can hit on one another. It needs a high level of physical strength, rhythmic accuracy, and sense of timing. Singing part consists of an instrument, that is kamsale, and it is named after that, the instrument. During my field work, I was lucky to meet Mr. Kamsale Kumaraswamy and his family. These people are both professional kamsale singers and dancers too. It was a delightful moment for me to meet such excellently talented family. The bisu is Kannada word and it means to swing. So bisu kamsale is a dance which needs a lot of swinging. One hand will be stagnant and another they will go on swinging it, and the wrist and the shoulder movement are very vigorous, and the left hand which has battalu or bowl, it will be held outside, and another right hand will be swinging, so that on the left hand the next co-dancer will be striking from his right hand, and he will be striking from to the other person's left hand. So it is continuous. You have to give it here and you have to strike. You have to give and you have to strike. So that is amazing. You will see in the video. The costume will be very simple and it will be accordance with the dance movement. The dhoti that as you see here, it is loose trousers, we can say like that. It will be tied like that. And vibhuti will be worn on the forehead, and full sleeved shirt and kamsale. They'll have kamsale. And they have rudraksha. It is, that seed is a prayer bead. They will have a chain of it. And here comes the pattern, the geometry. Until now, I haven't talked about that. So this is the geometry. So it starts with the solo actually, but afterwards, one by one will start coming in. And when how many people are in, they are going to do the patterns, like triangle if there are 3, small circle when there are 3, and 5, pentagon when they are 5, and 6, it's a star. And again, it is, so from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, like that, it decreases again. So the pattern will be repeated, vice versa. It will go and come back. And these are other patterns, like moments. I will show here, I will demonstrate, I want to demonstrate here the classical dance, how it is, I find it out in the classical dance. Sorry, I have to wear this, otherwise you people cannot hear. So the okay, can you all see me with the light? Is it okay? Okay, nice. The first is Samapada. The second is Alidha. Opposite side is Pratyalidha. And they'll sit on the one knee down. They sit on two knee down. They will, this is called Vishama Sanchara. It's a zigzag motion. And they, on the toes, they jump in the air, they turn. And this is the standing positions. When they are standing, they do these patterns. And while sitting, they sit like that and they bend full down. But the thing is, whatever the positions they are doing, the patterns, they will be hitting continuously, non-stop. They have to hit. That is the thing in the Bisukam Sale. So I will show in the video.
first dancer starts. Can you all hear me? Okay. So when he enters, he starts swinging and striking. One by one, they will be coming. The episode may for 30 minutes. Until that, he will be striking. The first dancers will be striking. I will forward there. This is one by one, they will be adding. The speed is so high. So this is the end of the first episode. This is Kamsale singing. I will go to the next video. So these are the patterns.
Okay, so this is how it starts with the geometrical patterns, and the speed will be going on. It's up, 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 and again they start from the high speed, they reduce it, and they will finish it off. So this is the pattern. It's a solo answer. I explained already. This was the video. These are all the photos. Now it is present, and he's the first. What I have seen, my resource person's father, and he is the one. That boy is the one who danced now. So from generation to generation, they are dancing, and it is in conversation with the theater director. So Kamsala, this dance is adopted in theater and also in movies because of its popularity. So now it is, this is how it is playing now. And here, I have a beautiful lady here in the seminar hall. Though it is a men the men will do the dancing. Now the women they are also learning it. And this is the one in the center, Mrs. Manasa. And she has a troupe. She has learned the dance, and she's trying all the new the folk dances, and she's choreographing for the college students. So women are taking part in that. So this ends my Bisu Kamsale.
I am showing this to show how folk dances are sponsored by the government bodies. He's now 42-year-old, still he's dancing. The same tradition is going on. It's not diluted at all. So this ends my Bisu Kamsale.
I will go to the last dance now. Okay, coming to the last part of my seminar. This is Puja Kunita. Again, I have the father and the son photo. He was my 20 years ago. This puja will have different forms of the goddess, example, Masanamma, Mariamma, Uri Mariamma, etc. The puja is the what they have property on the head. It is a very sacred, holy. They will have goddess face in the middle. So I have explained here. This is called Kalasha, godland of flowers. Here it is embedded, goddess is embedded here. It is decorated with colorful cloth, and this whole is called puja. The whole is called puja. Puja Kunita is performed on the festivals, religious functions, and if a devotee wishes to have it. It is a village, it is a goddess festival, and they will perform on that day. And my guide have told about Puja Kunita. He remarked some opinion on this. He said that it is mostly a ritualistic, and it should not be separated from that, so that it will be danced for the entertainment, but the religious part cannot be separated from it. So this is the frame of that puja, geometrically designed with the bamboo sticks. The copper vessel is kept here, so it will enable the artist to keep it on the head so that he can balance the weight of it. The artist wears a very simple costume because he has to have that weight. So you must have, all of you must have observed that if they have the more weight, the costume will be very simple. So all the three dances, I took it, all the properties. And the steps, as you see in Bisu Kamsale, it was so vigorous, full of energy. But because the hand property was very light, but when you carry the heavy weight, this is after decoration, it is 30 to 35 kgs. So the dance pattern will be very simple. The belts are tied at the ankle, Rudrakshi Mala, a round-shaped simbi. There will be around 10 people as background musicians. This is very important. Puja Kunita's speciality is that he is a solo artist, but the musicians give such a support to him that he will dance with energy. The musicians will wear different kind of costume, and they wear a scarf around their head and the blue color waistband. That remarks the difference between the dancer and the background musicians. From you can make out the percussion instrument will be played first. A troupe of one dancer and three musicians, they enter the stage, and another two performers, the background musicians will join. The dancer show off his balancing skills and strength by shifting this own and position of the puja. He will carry, he will hold on the chin, he will keep it on the teeth. The dance predominantly of 3, 5, 5, 4 and 5 counts. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. It continues like that. There will be patterns observed like sitting positions, standing positions, and the sleeping positions. Some very technically high-level steps are performed. Those artists who are the experts in dancing and had training for so many years, they will perform those steps with very ease. The technique are visually entertaining and also denotes the dancer's dedication toward the goddess. That day, dedication towards dancing and hard work towards learning the dance. So next is my video.
Talavadya, the performance of the instrument. This is a very important point. When they keep it on the head, it will go to the sides. It will be moving. So without touching it, they just shake their head and it comes to the position. That is the high point of the
ಅದು ಕಳ್ಸಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ವಿಡಿಯೋ. ಸವಿತಾ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು. ಸವಿತಾ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು.
This is the sun dancing now. As I told you, this dance is danced by men too. This is Mrs. Savita, who is dancing now. She dances so well, and she traveled to Sweden, Singapore, and the tourism have appreciated her dance. And in Beijing, she danced in the Olympics. Can register in the queue. During the seminar. Lot of practice. And this is very hard to think. Okay, this is the end of my dance videos and the explanation. So if you have people have any questions, you can
ask the artists also. They are in the hall today. So then lastly, I come to the conclusion. Now, because of the COVID, we are having a lot of problem. And the folk dances, carnivals, you have seen the videos in the carnivals, festivals, rather than in the ritual background. So when these are all happening around us, so how can we preserve now? That is the point we are having today. So what can we do? How to preserve it? So that for that, I have a very good example of Janapada Janneyaru. First, Mr. Constantine has told about that. So what we can do? How to preserve the dance? Social distancing, does it affect the arts which are group performances? Do we have any question like that? So folk arts transition towards solo performance and restriction to family members. So because of this social distancing, you have seen Bisu Kamsale as a group dance, but because of less numbers now, and because no 2 or 3 from different families can meet now, so will there be any new art that will be evolving in future? What will be the geometrical patterns then? I have told you, when the 3 artists meet, 4, 5 and 6. So the geometrical patterns, the steps, will it change? Or will it be only confined to same family members? Will they be able to carry these traditions? Their dance will be a new duration of the performance. How much will be the duration of the performance? Music lyrics will change. If it is online, now all of you know you are conducting dance classes online because of COVID from almost it is 1 year and more. Will folk arts survive if they start teaching online? Will there be a new style again? If pandemic takes a long time to subside, people are either come back to hometowns or have the threat of being stranded somewhere. So stranding somewhere, what is now? I will come to the classical dances. Our duty or our part in preserving the folk dances. In the beginning, I would have told you the story how I started loving folk dance. I was in Hyderabad studying my master's, and one night I was standing in the balcony and I just looked down. The people, they just came there. It was night, under a street light. They took their sticks and they started dancing. Then I thought, oh, the people are so energetic and they have so enthusiasm to dance. These folk dances, as it will be danced so easily. All the people will start joining and they like to dance. The classical dancers like me, I have an affinity towards folk dances. So I want to request in the seminar hall and we have if still we have UNESCO Association representative, then I want to keep an appeal, or I want to request all of you to cross all the borders. Don't say that it is from this district or that district or this state or that state, because migrants are stranded everywhere. And if they are singing, please call them and talk to them, record it and preserve it and document it so that we can document. And the associations, the patrons like UNESCO, and if they can just come forward and identify the folk artists that I told you already that COVID may change the patterns. So let it not go like that. So if we have any kind of documentation, help from the big organizations so that we can protect it and preserve it. So I have on this platform, I am feeling so happy that 20 years ago, I have documented it and I have kept it. And after 20 years, I'm sharing with all of you. If I would have not documented it, because if I say, oh, I'm a classical dancer or anything like that, no, you would, people would have not seen or watched this. So we have to break all the barriers of all the um, mentalities or attitudes. I do not saying that classical dancers and folk dancers like that, but as an artist during this pandemic, we have to come together and we have to work towards the preservation of the art. I said not to lose the artist, because if they are stranded somewhere, there will be exchange of culture. In my teacher's speech, you must have observed that it may die out somewhere. So rather than dying it off, let us do the preservation work so that the original one will not get mingled with the other culture and new dance will be evolved. So there is a high chances of exchange of cultures. So as soon as we see an artist, singer, riddle teller, storyteller, folk singing, whatever it is, sports also, we have to preserve as soon as possible. So documentation locally, each common man should record, shoot video, write about the talent of the artist. Now we say folk art is from common man. Each and everyone can, if they hear a stick dance, each one will start tapping their legs. So it is not that they don't know how to dancing. It is not like that. Our common man should transfer the responsibility of documenting for an artist only. No, even they can contribute small things, and so that we can save the folk arts. So thank you for everyone. And last one, Janapada Janeyaru. Yeah. So these people are women folklorists. So if I have time, can I just ask them to switch on the video, please? Devika, are you there? Sujata, Kempamma, who are all there? Savita, Sushma, can you please switch on the video so that everybody can see you all? You are doing a very big job in preserving the art. Are you people there? Hello? Mary, can you see Devika? Anyone? Can you? I think you have to. Please talk.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Manasa.
Manasa? Yeah. Hello, Manasa. Yeah.
Ma'am.
So she is the one I showed you the Besu Kamsale photos. She is the one who is teaching the children in the university level, and she is doing very good job in preserving the art. Congratulations, Manasa. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
Please keep up the spirit. We will meet one day. We will meet one day, and we can choreograph items. Yeah.
The topic is very
Some
good,
other people. Hi, Sushma. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming,
Yes.
Manasa.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Sushma. Yeah. Sushma is Malaysia's daughter. Namaste, Malaysia. Yeah, namaste.
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 Nothing contribution from
Sushma?
my end. It is from my father's end only. So he has to speak about that.
Yeah, Malaysia, if you have ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನಾರು ಒಂದು ಅಪೀಲ್ ಅಥವಾ ಏನಾರು ಒಂದು ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಸುಷ್ಮಾ ವಿಲ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಟು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್.
ಅದೇ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ತರ ಒಂದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯ್ತು. ನಮ್ ನಂದಿ ಧ್ವಜಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಈ ತರ ಪ್ರಚಾರ ಆಗೋದ್ರಿಂದ ತುಂಬಾ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಸಂತೋಷ ಆಯ್ತು.
We are privileged for the opportunity given here for showing the talent which we have here in Karnataka, all over the state, and even in Mysuru also. So we are privileged for the opportunity given here. Thank you for everyone. Thank you, Uma ma'am.
And
To you.
no, it's okay. It is you have seen yourself dancing. ಮಲೇಶಯ್ಯ ಅವರೇ ನೀವೇನೆ ನನಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು ಅವಾಗ 20 ವರ್ಷದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ and because of you I'm showing it. Thank you very much. Thanks, I have to thank you. Thanks Sushma for bringing your father.
Thank you so much.
Hello. Yeah, next. Yeah,
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಸವಿತಾ.
ಸವಿತಾ
ಸವಿತಾ ಹೇಳಿ. ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸವಿತಾ.
ಹಲೋ.
ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸವಿತಾ, ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಆನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Yeah, she has given a very good YouTube link. ನೀವು ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
ಹಲೋ.
ಮೌನ
ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಕಾಣ್ತಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸವಿತಾ ಬನ್ನಿ ವಿಡಿಯೋ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ, ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಸವಿತಾ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬಂತು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು, ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
Yeah, and she is greeting all of you and she is telling the program went out really well. Yeah, Savita, and thank you so much. Please next mundarskondu hogi, okay? And I'm requesting her to continue with the art and preserve the dance. Thank you so much. Thanks. So next
Dr.
Devika,
Uma?
are you there?
Ah wait, Devika is back. Dr. Devika is back.
Okay. Yeah, Dr. Devika, please.
Hello.
Devika, any video bani? Devika.
Devika,
yeah, she is there. She is the one who is my PhD colleague. We are meeting on this platform after 20 years. She is my PhD colleague and she has done a very good job in writing and lecturing, and she is a very good lecturer and she is inspiring her students to go with the literature and with the folk arts. And she has written books about riddles, and she has written research about her own place, and she has documented really very, very nice. Devika.
Okay, thank you, Uma.
Namaskara. Please keep up the spirit and please preserve the dance. We will meet you one day and we choreograph. You give me the script, I will choreograph. And next. Anybody there from Janapada Janeru? Heli yaru? Heli. Oh, Chaya. Video on ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ please.
ಮಾಡಿದೀನಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು.
Okay, it's okay. ಮಾತಾಡಿ.
ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಬನ್ನಿ ನಾವು.
This is Chaya and she is a lecturer and she is one of the member of the women organization and she is doing a lot of good work. She sings and she supports her organization very well. Thank you, Chaya. Thank you so much.
Thank you, madam.
ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಮೀಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. Thank you.
ಖಂಡಿತ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಖಂಡಿತ.
Sure. And next. Okay. So I will be playing the last Yakshagana. This Janapada Janeru, they have scripted and they have done this theater art, and that will end my um, seminar today. ಯಕ್ಷಗಾನ.
ಕಾಲಾಡುಗಳು ಕೈಯಾಡುಗಳು ಚತುರೇರು ಯುದ್ಧದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಳಗಿರು ಉತ್ಸುಕದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಂಕನೀರ ಶಕ್ತಿಯೇ ಎತ್ತಲಿಬೇಕಂತೆ ರಾಜೇಶ್ವರೇ ಒಂದು ವೇಳೆ ಅಮೆರಿಕವಾಗಿ
Yashagana is a theatrical dance form as as they have both dramatized and emphasis portrays the drama and emphasis given to visual effects. They are also part of very very good. All Janapata Janelu, congratulations. Okay, Mr. Constant, this is the end of my.
It was great. And now perhaps if there are any questions. I had a private conversation with Flora Bugna. I don't know if she has left her hand, but I think, I don't know if you want to say something or put the same question to everybody, Flora? We cannot hear you.
Cannot hear you.
Flora, we cannot hear you, but you may tape the question and I ask it.
Quiero crecer.
Type ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
She says that she's enchanted to be with us and thanks for Dr. Uma. Perhaps the question we had together is about the spirituality of the dances. They are addressed to several divinities from many, many centuries now, and why they are in this way or not another way, this is the mystery. Why do we have this enormous puja and make the equilibrium? It's perhaps, I don't know, a way to express that the divinity gives us this skill. I don't know. What do you think, Dr. Uma?
Yeah, sure, sir. And why they carry it is a symbol of goddess, and it is given to them. It is transferred from generation to generation, and this is the symbol of it. They will keep it at home, and wherever they go, they carry that. And even as a religious ritual, they will in the temple, the goddess will be kept, and this is the Utsava Murti, what we call. Uh, this it is in the temple. It is a stagnant god or goddess, but during the festival or the carnivals, they will take it out. They will perform some grama puja, that is called a village um, uh, uh, worship day, or it's a jatra. We call it as a jatra. That is, I can say it as a um, carnival. Maybe it's jatra is it brings the community together. So during that time, they will bring out the goddess or god from outside, and they will keep it on their head, and they will go to the um, river or lake. They will make it. They will give a bath, and at that time, the people will be there gathered. They will do the puja there, and the goddess will go around the village and giving all of them the wishes. This is about Puja Kunita. So again, after 16 days, they will have a 16 days festival. Again, the goddess will go back to temple. It is the reaching to everyone, each and every people. So the goddess is so simple. She will come out of the temple. She will visit home. She will bless everyone, and she goes back to temple. This is a simple way I can answer to the question. Is it okay? Is it satisfied?
Um, waiting for Flora to answer if she's satisfied. She has another question, which is very, very interesting. She wants to know, when we dance for a goddess, and I should say for a god, is there any particular praying that accompanies the dance? Are we asking something to the goddess? Are we praising the goddess? Are we thanking the goddess? Or the god, of course, or Shiva or Nandi.
Particular prayers, is it?
Yes, if there are any particular prayers, praising,
Yes.
thanking, asking, or whatever.
Yeah. Actually, every god, they have to come to the basics. Because I discussed two uh, different gods here. So one is Shiva in the form of Veerabhadra in Nandidvaja, and Shiva in the form of Mahadeshwara in Visukamsale, and goddess in Puja Kunita. So there are three different forms now. You see. So each god or goddess will have their own weapon, their own vehicle, their own form, and their own energy. And so we pray differently. So for Shiva, Nandi is the vehicle. Now coming to Nandi. Nandi is bull. Colloquially, we can say it as bull. All agriculturists will um, worship Nandi because the bull will help them to plow um, the soil, and Trinity Shiva is called destructor in the Trinity. That is Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. But in folk culture, if you come like that, he will be with the Nandi always, because Nandi should be there with the Shiva, and Shiva should be there Nandi. So both of them together, they spend their energy in plowing, growing the crops, and protecting the um, people, providing food. Then comes Shiva's wife Parvati in the form of goddess or Durga in some other faith. And with this, Nandi, Shiva, and Parvati, trio, these three people, they spend their energy in protecting the whole community. This is the beauty of three of them. They will come together. But Nandi in folk culture is very um, now God is also he's in a very high position, but without him, it's not. They are not having any daily life. Shiva is also a protector there because he spends his energy and protect people, and Parvati will come. So, but in classical, if you come to the classical um, here can I use, I don't know, elite culture and popular culture, can I use these two? In classical society we are elite culture, but in folk culture they are popular culture. So popular culture, they have their own stories, they have worships, and classical we have mantras, that is chant, we chant. And the purpose here is, compared to that, maybe it is the same for protection. For protection only, we always pray to the God. And here we have different prayers for each of the God and goddess. It shows their Shakti, it is their power. Each and every is equal in both the cultures, but according to their power and their duties, we pray differently. Is it a satisfied answer? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Namire Maha asks another question, which I think it's very, very interesting. First of all, she thanks you for the seminar, and then she would like to know if there is some connection between puja and Kalbelia dance. It makes me think that the folk dances we saw is just a part of the constellation of folk dances that are in India.
Can you repeat? Puja with?
She wants to know if there is some connection between puja and Kalbelia dance. I think Kalbelia dance is in Gujarat or something like this. I'm not sure.
Rajasthan.
Rajasthani dance. I know that dance.
Hello. And is it a village? If it is a village originated dance, and I want to specify here, folk dances India, if you see that, they have a common root in evolution from primitive to folk, then to the traditional and to the classic. So in this path of evolution, and there will be, as I told you, the exchange will be there. This during the evolution, we have Aryan and Dravidian exchange. So Aryans were there and Dravidians. So some of the people, they mingled with each other and they have started a new dance there. Some of them did not. That's what my guide, he particularly wrote that. Some will accept the change, some will not. So those will not accept, they will remain the same. Which dances are the people who are willing to exchange their thoughts, their faith, their beliefs, they will come together and the art form will be a new one. And yes, you can see the what we call similarities in the parts of the states, or even the district will have this. The people in Mandya just spoke. I showed you the Puja Kunita. Savita is from Mandya district, and Siddaramaya was from Mysore district. So here Savita is having goddess on the puja. Here he is having Siddarameshwara, the Rupa. We will call it as a kind of uh, uh, Shiva's part in Siddarameshwara. He is the poet in 12th century. He was a human, but they treat him as the god, and they will keep his what we call it, mask, or his power in one idol, and they will carry it. See, this is the difference and similarities we see, but we have to go to the ritualistic part, then we will know the difference. If it is dance for entertainment, it looks the same sometimes, but you have to go to the village ritualistic part, and the rituals and the beliefs and their way of worshipping, or their concept of spirituality and sacredness may differ. But that is that is the thing I want to record or document it. Please document. It is a very good question, Mr. Upendro. Is it Upendro was asking it?
Oh, this
Upendro is
is
online.
Namire Maha was asking the question.
Okay,
She's
so
thanking
thank you
us.
so much. It was a very good question, because I left the questions at the last so that I did not raise it in my speech, so that we can be the interactive and informative. The concept of spirituality and sacredness is whole as India. So we have to preserve it, and there will be some similarities, but with the regional difference. So you have to very lightly and very sensitively, you have to make out that regional difference. It looks very similar, but you will have a regional difference which is very minute and very ritualistic and very sensitive. So that I cannot say everything is the same. So you will have a difference there which is very minute. And standing here in Malaysia, I will say India, every folk art is the same. I may say it, but you have so many artists here, and if you ask them, even Nandi Dvaja and Nandi Dvaja, they have Veerabhadra concept. Veerabhadra concept. So it is Shiva's part, but it is to the Veerashaiva community. So that is, you have to go to the root and rituals and ask them what is the difference, how it is. Then comes the Patakunita. That I don't know, this goes on, I think. I did not show that dance. Patakunita, we call it as, it is a kind of evolution, evolved from the Nandi Dvaja concept. It was in the North Karnataka. So they will also have a pole. So that doesn't mean pole dance. The dance which is danced with pole is as same as Nandi Dvaja. No, it is different. I think Sushma and Malaysia, yeah, do you accept it? Right? So it is the regional difference, It's a very beautiful, India is very beautiful with so many classical dance, so many folk dances. It's really nice. And thanks for all of you for asking questions. Thank you so much. Any other? And here I want to specify something. I did not purposefully did not take the dance forms of migrants. Kilu Kudure Nartana. I think all the folklorists here, they accepted. Kilu Kudure Nartana, that is dummy horse dance, is one of my research, but I was not able to record it because they the occasion they danced, I was not there to record it. They speak Tamil. They speak the other state language. So they are migrants. So even my teacher, he specified that point, migrants. So they have their own kind of community. They build the temple. After some reason they will come. Even I'm a migrant here. I came here for a reason. So each of them will travel to some other places, and those people, if they mingle there, some new dance will be evolved. But if they keep their own tradition, what happens after one generation or two generation, they build a temple there and they start bringing the community. So they speak Kannada. They'll learn their regional language. It is not because they have to be friendly with us. And Karnataka is a place where we all call everyone, and we are very so friendly. If you visit Bangalore, you will know how the language speaking people are there, and this was I observed. So purposefully, I did not want to take that one because it has a root of the other state. I cannot say, I should not, because I should not say that as an artist, border crossing and all those things, it's a border. It should not say. But I told you, Besu Kamsale, Malay Mahadeshwara, if you cross that hill, then starts the Tamil Nadu. So they must have come from there. So we have that. Purposefully, I did not take. And another one from Ballari district, they have this Kavadi Chindu dance. It's just like puja dance. They will keep it on the shoulders and they dance. But it has a Murugan concept. Murugan concept is not from the Tamil Nadu, not from Karnataka, sorry. So this is Murugan concept. All the faith who is having that Murugan as god of the, we have two types of gods. One is Kula Devata and one is Ishta Devata and Grama Devata. So the Kula Devata is what we have from generation to generation. I may belong to some faith, but if I like some other god, my loving God, so I will perform puja for it also. So like that. So Murugan concept is seen in Ballari, not in Mysore, where the jatras will be taken, it's performed, and they will carry, and they will do dance, and they will wish for something. All the folk dances or classical dance, whatever it is, the spirituality is to surrender to the God in the last. So that is the, I have to say like that. So purposefully, I did not take it. So if somebody is there from Tamil Nadu and they can, another one seminar will continue.
I think that Dr. Shaya had the question. She raised her hand. Anybody else who has questions? Perhaps there is a chance with India, given its continental dimension, we can find dances in practically all forms. As Professor Ramegowda said, folk dances come from tribal ancient forms. They exist everywhere, and then we have the classical dances.
Yes.
This is a big chance because we can compare in a horizontal level, for instance, a folk dance in Karnataka and the folk dance in Gujarat or everywhere else. See how it evolved from tribal to folk, how it evolved from folk to classical, and that's a great
Traditional. In between, there is another one class, traditional. I showed you the Ekshagana. It is a traditional, where my guide told about the comedian role will come. That stage is called traditional. Sutradhara, we call it a Sutradhara or Vidushaka. So that is between folk and the classical, that stage. Yes, sir. Continue. Sorry.
So I think that everybody of us can give a great thank, particularly to the artists who, generations from generation, they preserve this culture, they preserve the treasure and give it to next generations. And of course, I would like to thank my dear Uma for she was the vehicle to do all this. But the artists is something very, very precious. And UNESCO or whatever, we have to preserve the arts.
Yes, sir.
Not let them disappear.
Yes, sir. So that is a request for each and every of you. Please preserve your own countries, your own district, and your own place arts. And in the last, do we have time to play Dasara, or shall I just give a background of it? Video, sir?
Excuse me.
Dasara video? Can we play Dasara video, or shall I tell in a few words?
Of course.
Okay, sir. Now I'm going to show the last video. This Dasara festival is Mysuru and Dasara. Dasara means 10 days, Dashahara. So all the some Indian states will perform it. We call it Dasara, and the eastern states, especially Bengal, they call it as Durga Puja. They will do for 9 days. We do it for 10 days. And Dashahara in North India. And everyone, we have the concept of goddess here. Goddess. In Dasara, Mysore, to end with the title, the sacred spirituality folk dances. All are together in Dasara. First, we need patrons, we need sponsorship to develop arts. In the previous years, kings were the patrons, and they invited the folk arts of Mysuru, and they performed it. And Malaysia is the best example for it. He was there each and every year, and he deserves to be there. And the first day, the procession is the world famous procession, and you will see in the video, and it is starting from 7th of October. Please be on the news and read about Dasara in your own countries. And it starts on 7th and finishing on 15th. 15th will be a live program from the broadcasting of system of India. Please, to Mysore. Please visit it, whatever the language it is, whether it is Kannada or it is. So you please visit that site and please look at the festival. Now, because of COVID, they have stopped and they have minimized the celebration, but it is taking place in a how it should be, it is there. And we, Mysoreans especially, we call it Mysoreans, we'll sit in front of the TV on that day, switching on, and we will be watching from the starting to the ending. So please do that. And yeah, it will be, and it is a, please travel every
Dr. Uma, sorry, we can't hear you.
If the video is on, I cannot talk from my headphones.
The third in
So this is
1790,
the Dasara.
after he took over the reins of Mysore. But since the renovation work was conducted in just 2 years, and that too in a hurry, the palace again became weak and dilapidated pretty soon. And to top it, during the wedding ceremony of Princess Jayalakshmi in 1897, most parts of the wooden palace were burnt down in an accident. But we are lucky enough to have a photograph of the old palace, which was taken by a man called John Birdward. Birdward was a cavalier in the Mysore army. To reinstate the splendor and the pomp of the palace, the then royal representative, Queen Vani Vilasa Sannidhana, decided to build a new palace at the same place and in the same style as the old one. The blueprints were accepted, designed by Henry Irwin. B.P. Raghavallu Naidu, the chief executive engineer of the Mysore Palace Department, was assigned the responsibility of overseeing the construction of the palace. Engineer Naidu did extensive research on the required architectural design in places like Calcutta, Delhi and Madras. Naidu's genius, his skill coupled with the hard work of the laborers, resulted in the construction of the never-before-seen monument. The dedicated toil of 35 long years put in by the laborers bore the sweetest of fruits, and in the year 1912, the new palace was up and ready. It is estimated that a whopping amount of rupees 41,47,913 were spent on this mega project. Two very unique things could be noticed in the creation of this palace. First of all, most of the construction materials used in this building were locally manufactured, and the adaptation of firefighting devices in the new construction was extraordinary. The main building was built with the heavy ash-colored granites and has 3 floors. One can see the 5-storied spire above the building. This spire is covered with golden teglons. From ground level to the zenith, where Golden Flag is situated, the total height of this spire is 145 feet. On the frontal side, one can see 7 huge arches. And behind the central arch, for the general public. The Shara festival has been celebrated in Mysore since the time of Vijayanagar rulers. After the fall of Vijayanagar kingdom in 1565 AD, the Odias of Mysore inherited the tradition and legacy of the Vijayanagar kings and continued performing the festivities. Raja Odia started the new tradition of celebrating the Shara in a grand manner in 1610 AD. He also saw to it that his successors continue to celebrate this occasion every year. During the the reigns of Krishna Raja Odeya IV. The festivities carried out were very subdued, unlike the celebration of the present time. The entire festivities were held inside the fort, and hence only people residing inside the fort were able to witness the celebrations. But even they could not attend the private celebration inside the palace. People could see only the Jambu Savari or the elephant procession. Till today, the private celebration is a part of the festivities. The celebration lasts for 10 days, starting on Ashwini Shubh Prathami and ends on Dashami. It starts with a special puja to Sri Chamundeshwari Devi at the Amba Vilas property. For 9 days, the king puts his royal sword at one side of the royal throne and climbs the throne, and the royal assembly begins. This is a tradition which starts with a festivity called Navgadabharan on day 1 and culminates on the final day of Dashami. On the 7th day of Navratri, puja is offered to goddess Saraswati. 8th day is the day of Durgashtami. 9th day is Mahanavami. On the 9th day, the king's 32 various weapons are taken to a pond near Someshwar temple in a procession. The king follows this by leading a procession in a silver chariot to Bhuvaneshwari temple and leaves for Banni Mantapa from here. He offers his puja to a peepal tree there, cuts a branch of the tree with his royal sword, and he remembers the anecdote from Mahabharata of Pandavas worshipping the peepal tree. Hereby, the private celebration of the royal family comes to an end. Common people were not allowed to participate in this celebration. People could only witness the Jambu Savari or the elephant procession. The king sits in his howdah and along with his army, elephants, horses and musicians starts a procession. This procession is called as Jambu Savari. After the princely state of Mysuru was abolished and it merged with this idol is worshipped by the royal couple and taken around in procession. Colorful tableaux, dance groups, music bands, decorated elephants, horses and camels form a part of the procession, which starts from the main palace and culminates at Banni Mantapa. The 800-kilo weighing howdah is mounted on the elephant's back, and the idol of goddess Chamundeshwari is seated in the howdah. Thousands of visitors from the country and all over the world flock the place to witness the grand celebration. Millions of viewers across the world are glued to their television sets to see this majestic and magnificent event. The once private celebration of Dashara, which was confined to the interiors of the fort of the royal family, has now turned into an awe-inspiring festival celebrated by all. Mysuru Dashara is not just a celebration of the king's elephants, horses, and camels anymore. Now it is a full-fledged celebration representing the state's cultural might. Dashara is now called as Nadahabba, meaning the celebration of the state. Let us pray to the goddess Chamundeshwari to shower her blessings on the entire humanity. Let the celebrations never end.
this ends my Mysore talk on Mysore and folk dances. Why this was showed is so why I showed
particularly I showed this video is how folk dances and the festivities are connected. We call it as spiritual and sacred, but folk dances are not for entertainment. Even it is danced in front of the goddess when she is she is coming out and blessing all of them, and they will be dancing in front of the goddess. We have a worship called Nritya Puja, Sangeeta Puja, and we have each and every action what we do in daily life are given to God. In the name of God or goddess, we do each and every action from the beginning, from the day starts until we sleep. So all are dedicated to the God or goddess, and we pray God to keep us peace the whole day. So that is how the dance, the music, and the chanting, the food, our thoughts, our mind, kaya vacha manasa we call, from the action, from the mind, and from the heart, we surrender ourselves to the God, and that is how they have surrendered to the goddess. All the arts are also surrendered to the goddess. That's why procession will be perform. All the dances will. But this whole Karnataka will be there. It is not from Mysore, Bangalore, or any district. It is whole Karnataka will visit, and they show their art and tableaus. Yeah. So that is the end of my today. It took a very long time. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, my dear Uma. But you haven't finished yet, huh? The Ramayana is you my spiritual harassment for it.
I will do, sir. So if you are there and listeners are there, if they are not bored with my speak, then they will, if they say, yes, we want, then I will be there with Ramayana, great epic, the South Asian variations. I will be there. It is my pleasure if I present to you. It is again my Indian epic with lot of variations. I will do. I will do.
And thank you very much to Mary Lou, who was
Yes.
awake from the beginning to the end, so every detail should be okay. And twice I forgot to start the recording. She did it.
Oh.
she's our angel.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Thanks. Yeah.
And thank you also your family, your husband, who helped us so much, and for the work you have done.
Yes, he is here. He was there with me always.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah. Yeah, he's here. My family from India are there. My friends, because of everyone, I'm here today. Thank you so much for all of your support. Yeah. So we can. So from the beginning, on the day of Gandhiji, we talked about art of living. Then my teacher talked about what is the art in folk art, and I took you people to my hometown, and
Yes, so thank you for being with me. And we from all from India, we thank CID for giving us a chance to attend this. And thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thanks a lot. We are very much grateful to CID. It is a wonderful organization, bringing all of us. And you people are working so much during COVID and highly appreciated, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Dhanavad.
Okay, so good night, and good night to India and for us also. And have a good afternoon, everyone. And according to your time, be safe and be healthy in this COVID. We will meet once in physical seminar, surely. Yes, we
Anyway,
hope.
there is an online next seminar which will be announced. It's about the October 30th, and it will treat a general subject. A movement who started last century is to popularize sacred dance and to put it in the disposition of everybody. The for those who may have heard about field horn and other sacred dances, contemporary sacred dances, it's very interesting because it is inspired by the beauty of music, of sacred music, and so on, but it gives it from the beginning in easy circular dances for everybody. We'll see.
Okay, sir, sure. We will meet you there. And I will come with my friends who are presenting here.
You will have
Yeah.
the usual announcements, the invitation, etc.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. I hope I did not let you down, and seminar was good and went on well. And thank you so much, sir. Thanks.
And it will stay on our site. It's many of the presentations and videos are works of reference, so they will be consulted as well as the other seminars and the ones to come.
Okay, sir. So have a nice evening. Have a good dinner and be safe, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks. Thank you. Okay. Thanks all of you. Thank you. So shall we leave, sir?
Yes.
Okay.
Great talk. We enjoyed it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
My husband is talking to you, Mr. Constantine.
Yes.
He wants to say a few words.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for giving this opportunity. Thank you very much. Thank you.
We'll have more opportunities and I will be happy to see you there. You know, my first studies were the same as yours, but I didn't exercise the profession of civil engineering. Just one study
Yes.
in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
My family, Chandrasekhar, is Prasad's brother. He's from Bangalore, and he's with his daughter-in-law. She's a Bharatanatyam dancer, Sangeeta. So we have enjoyed. So very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary Lou. Thank you so much for being with me. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you. All right.
Bye. Thank you.
Κύριε Κωνσταντίνε, ευχαριστώ πολύ για την οργάνωση.
Να είστε καλά. Θα σας
Thank you very
ξαναδούμε.
much.
Θα σας ξαναδούμε. Σας έβαλα στο κατάλογο, θα παίρνετε τα νέα μας.
Thank you very much. Ευχαριστώ.
Να είστε καλά.
Goodbye to everyone. See you again.
À bientôt, Constantin.
À bientôt, Marie-Lou, et merci beaucoup.
Merci à vous de me faire confiance. Et ben voilà, c'était super, comme
Ça,
d'habitude.
c'est l'endroit où vous captez la 4G.
Oui, c'est même pas la 4G, non, je me branche avec Ethernet.
Oui.
J'ai mon câble, sinon j'ai pas Internet.
Ben, c'est le résultat qui compte.
Oui, exactement. Ouais, j'ai une petite voisine.
Il s'appelle comment?
C'est Gitane.
Gitane. Calbelia.
Oui.
Thank you, Mr. Chandrasekhar. Thanks for coming. And if you wish, you will be invited to our next seminars.
Je stoppe l'enregistrement?